Hi everyone, it's Ardith, and it feels like a while since I've been here on my YouTube channel. Summer went by so quickly, and the last couple of weeks have been very busy, picking up the kids from camp and then getting them ready to head back to school. Today I've got a sparkly, shimmery Christmas card that I made with some old Essentials by Ellen products and lots of new tonic products from the Merry and Bright release. To start, I'm going to show you this set of 3 Nuvo Aqua Flow pens. There are 2 reds and a green. I've swatched the reds already, but I thought I would show you how these pens work, just in case you haven't seen them before. They have the same body shape as the Aqua Flow water brushes, which I'll use along with the pens to help me get a nice watercolor look on my card. Okay, so to start, these pens come with this little yellow band on them. That band prevents the ink from leaking in shipping, but you have to remove it to use the pen. Just twist off the brush top, remove the band, and then twist the brush top back on. You'll see a little black nib moving down into the part of the barrel where the ink is, and that will help it flow into the brush. To get the ink flowing, you press on the flexible barrel. There's even a little place that says press right on it. I did it over a paper towel since I knew I would not have all the control I would want over where that ink was going. Then I used the brush tip to swatch some of the ink on its own before using my water brush to pull it out and show how it gets lighter as you add some water. This is a luscious deep teal color that fades out to a very pretty aqua. Looking at these colors, I knew it was time to make a card with a poinsettia. I love the slight twist on the traditional colors. I think that teal gives the whole thing a very modern Christmas look. Next, it was time for stamping. I arranged the 2 poinsettia stamps and the 2 leaf stamps on my mini Misty, and I prepped a panel of Ranger watercolor cardstock with an embossing bag to make sure that my embossing powder wouldn't stick where I don't want it to. It just takes a second to do this, and it can really save some heartache, and some time, and some paper. Then I inked up the stamps with embossing ink, and I closed the Misty door to stamp them down. I inked them again because of the rough texture of my watercolor cardstock. Next, I poured sparkly silver embossing powder all over the images, shaking off the excess before I heated it all with my heat gun until it was completely melted. And look at that sparkle! I found some extra leaves from a previous card I had made in my stamp packaging, and I decided I would watercolor those as well. So here's how I did it. I started by using one of the red Aqua Flow pens to put some ink down near the center of the flower, and then I used the water brush to pull it out and move it around. This variation in color is what gives the flower that watercolor look I was going for. If you noticed, my water brush wasn't clean, and I unintentionally added some blue or green to that petal to begin with. So I just dabbed it off with a paper towel and started again. Watercoloring in an embossed image is about the easiest thing ever. The embossing powder creates little walls that make it so much easier to stay in the lines. Now I've sped up the coloring, but I followed the same process all around the poinsettia, and then I moved to the smaller one. Then I went back over them with the darker red. Another real feature of watercolor is to have some color blends going on. I would have liked to have added some yellow and even purple to get some real variation and interest, but right now this is the only set of markers that I have, and I think in the end they actually look pretty good. And I have another step to add interest in a minute. But before that, I did the same thing with the leaves and that teal Aqua Flow marker. I love how much contrast there is in the dark and light shades of this color. I didn't have a different shade this time, so I just added another layer of the same color, and it did add a lot more depth and richness to the color. I ran all my images through my Gemini Junior with the coordinating dies, and here they are. Next, I used some new colors of Nuvo Mica Spray to add color and shimmer to the stamped images. It says to shake it and spray it from a distance. There's a little ball inside that you should hear shaking around, and what this process proved to me is that I need a bigger splatter box. The spray got on my white craft mat. I cleaned it up right away with a baby wipe and some Ultra Clean, but it still took quite a bit of elbow grease to get my white mat clean again. Then I put the leaves in the box and I spritzed them with the green mica spray. The subtle shimmer and texture it adds to these images is going to make this card so pretty. Now it's time for card assembly. I have this pack of card blanks and envelopes. The envelopes are about 40-pound weight and the cards are 111 pounds, nice and sturdy. Next, I got out the Merry and Bright 6x6 pattern paper pack. There are 24 double-sided sheets in this pack, plenty to get you through the season, in the same red and aqua colors. I selected a gray tone-on-tone pattern, and I cut a 3 3/4 by 5-inch panel for my card front. Next, I had to choose between these two red cardstocks. They're slightly different shades, just like the two Aqua Flow markers. I chose the candy red, which is a layering weight and has some subtle texture on it. I cut a 4 by 5 1/4-inch panel of that. Next, I chose this glitter cardstock in Turquoise Lake for my sentiment, which I cut with some alphabet dies. This color matches my poinsettia leaves perfectly, and this card is really coming together. I quickly taped all the panels together and then to the card base. As I said, both are quite lightweight and they don't make the card too heavy. I attached the larger poinsettia directly to the gray panel with tape only in the center. This will make it easier to push the leaves into the arrangement until I'm happy with them. Then I used some foam squares to pop up the smaller poinsettia, turning it so that it would kind of fill in the spots between the petals on the larger one. Once I had the leaves where I wanted them, I pulled them back out, added some tape runner, and pushed them back in, pressing down to make sure they were really stuck. I also used the foam squares to pop up the glittery sentiment. I had to cut some of them in half to make them small enough to fit behind. You can see I needed to move the card down so I could really be sure that I had the letters completely straight before I pressed it down. To add even more shimmer, I used Nuvo Dream Drops in Cloud 9 as the flower center and then randomly around the card. I know that poinsettia centers would normally be gold or yellow, but that cool teal inspired me to use the cooler silver embossing powder and these pearlescent drops. Another slight twist on the traditional warmer gold, red, and green Christmas colors. And that's it! I'm so happy with how easy it was to get this really artistic watercolor look with those 3 markers. This new Merry and Bright collection from Tonic has lots of fun products that coordinate to simplify your Christmas card making. Notice that aqua star confetti in the photo background? That's also part of this collection, and I think it's going to be great all year round. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up below and subscribe to my channel for more inspiration. Affiliate links are below in the description and also on my blog. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time.